Well, before I post, I'm gonna do the market breakdown real quick, yo, cause again, I'm not gonna turn the stream on. I'm not gonna keep the stream on if there's nothing to trade. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much what it's looking like. It looks like, I mean, from yesterday's breakdown, right? The only one that was in a zone that looked ready to trade was USDR. Now, why didn't we take this trade? It was very simple, right? Like, price was already at the price is already at the was at the zone, right? So we could have been like, oh yeah, we could risk 23 pips, say fuck it, yeah, but we could do the same thing with GJ, right? Right now we could get in a trade on GJ and risk 23 pips, right? But I'm not gonna do that, right? Until I don't get some sort of change of character, because technically in the lower time frame, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? And it wasn't until it actually made the move that it broke and it did a change of character and it just continued to go up. So we just never got the opportunity to trade it. We never got a clean opportunity, right? Now gold is another one. Like gold is pretty much the same question. Like, oh, like we're in the zone. Am I gonna buy now? Like, no, I want to see a change of character, right? Before anything else, I want to see a change of character. So, yeah, I'm not even gonna tweet out the stream. There's no point. I'm not gonna trade anything. The only thing I'm gonna keep an eye on is going to be GJ. Um, Outside of that, I mean GJ and GU. If in this 30-minute candle closes above, I'll want to see price push up, right? But right now it's looking like it's making lower lows and lower highs. Dude, you gotta be kidding me. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back, guys. Nobody's in Discord yet. Okay. Alright. Oh, man. Fucking tired. So, let's take a look at GJ. So, GJ, we were looking at 2 days of rise, looking for a third day. Now, am I expecting that third day to happen today at this point? Not really. Reason I say that is because I remember I had this line down here and it erased for some reason. We broke the daily low at this point. Not only that, we look at how much ADR has done. We've only done 53, so it's about a little bit over half of what we were supposed to do, which is about 87 and 84. Also, looking at the 4-hour open, right? At one point, the 4-hour was bullish. So just trying to see if I missed anything, if there was anything that I kind of oversaw. But no, pretty much like it's moving the same way we said it was gonna move yesterday, right? Which was, again, why wouldn't we expect a third day today? The 800, there's two reasons that I'm gonna say, which is only the 800 EMA and the 30-minute zone, right? We're at the top of the zone. Why would we be looking for buys at the top of the zone, right? We have two options: either wait for a pullback, a change of character to get into a continuation, right? Or wait for the break of the highs to get in. Pretty much what I have drawn here. Wait for the breaks, retest to continue going up. We only have two options. There's only two things that could happen here when it comes to looking at our entry opportunity. Anything else that's happening, letting it go. Like, why would I enter in a trade going long here when we're still in a lower low and lower high, right? When we just had a break retest, a break pullback to continue going down, right? So I'm not getting into that now. GU looks a little different, right? Which makes me believe GJ is gonna kind of follow suit. But for the last couple days, it's been going a little opposite, right? Which GU in this case, this would be in the 30-minute zone, right? It was wicking people out, but it still closed in the zone. The next green candle did the same thing, and now it's pushing up. So again, could this just be a fake move? Yeah, absolutely. So right, and at this point, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, right? This would make sense. That's all good. If it gives us this push, then tomorrow we'll look for it. We'll look for an entry tomorrow. It's also already Thursday, dude. It's crazy how the week is flying. Now let's look at the U.S. pairs, like U.S. 30. Right, this one still has an opportunity to give us a nice entry. But again, it's the same situation as GJ, right? We're at the top of the zone. There's no continuations. That's the only difference. But we're at the top of the zone. We're consolidating the 800 EMA. We're right on it. Um, you know, last couple of days, it kind of looks like it want to start going to the top, but then it comes right back down to the bottom. So, yeah, US 30, I'm not even gonna look at it, right? Like, you can say, oh, let's just wait for NYC session. Like, yeah, we can, but it's 7 in the morning. We still got 2.5 hours, right? It already did 50% of what STP of ADR is supposed to be, right? At this point, the only thing I'll be looking for would be shorts, but I know that I'm not in a position to look for shorts right now. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for price to start breaking out of the zone. Once it starts breaking out of the zone, we'll catch the entry. So if that doesn't happen today, we'll catch it tomorrow. If it doesn't happen tomorrow, we'll catch it whenever the fuck it decides to move. Same thing for USD CAD, right? At one point, I think it was Wednesday, I was like, okay, we could possibly start looking for Tuesday, Wednesday, I was like, oh, maybe we could start looking for buys now. But did the same thing. Consolidated, broke out, continued. Consolidated, broke out, continued. For the last 4 days has been the same thing. Consolidation, breaks out and continues to go down. Consolidates, breaks down, continues. Consolidates, breaks down, continues. You know what I mean? So again, I'm still waiting. Right at this point, we're reaching a 4-hour zone. 4-hour flip zone is very important. But then overall, our daily flip zones are very, very far from each other. So at this point, there's really just one. Just got a text me on my phone. Is up. Um, so same situation here. Which is the 800 EMA. So now that we're reaching the 4-hour zone again, this is something that I want to keep an eye on going into tomorrow. So nothing for USD CAD. USD ZAR again made the move, but never really gave us an entry opportunity. So again, they move, we move. I'm gonna wait this one out, but it's good to see that USD ZAR is finally pushing to where it needs to push. Now why do I say this is good? Because again, remember we were looking for a new high to be made for the week. Now there is news at 8:30, which I kind of forgot about. So that makes me want to reevaluate a little bit real quick. Try to see where we're at. So AU is pushing up. Euro USD is pushing up. Did it break the low? It did. Oh, not really. It kind of just tapped it. We tested it. It started breaking to the top, but we have a 30-minute gap down here, so I still think we're gonna go down. Yeah, I'm not gonna trade news. I'm gonna just wait because everything is in a zone, right? Like, why wouldn't I trade? Compared to what, like, let's try to break. Alright, let me first of all, dude, I'm doing way too much. Let me finish with this. So Bitcoin top of the zone, same thing. Gold bottom of the zone, same thing. Again, this is a pair that I want to see continue going down. Why? Because we have a 30-minute gap down here. So the fact that we reached a daily zone and we're in a 4-hour zone as well, you know what I mean? At this point, again, why would I buy? Why would I sell when we're in a flip zone? That's number one. Right? So what am I looking for? Now I'm looking for continuations. Like, we already have 3 days of drop. That's number one. So after 3 days, market must chop or go up. And at this point, I want price to go sideways. Give us a no net, give us a consolidating range or zone to then continue going down. And then again, Bitcoin's at the top. So let's try to break it down. So like, why wouldn't I look for trades here? Like compared to what we were looking for. So if we go back, right, GU was one of the trades we were in starting off the week, right, for buys. Now the question is why, right? At one point, we were trading between this low and this high, right? So the point of the entry for GU was super simple based on the fact that after it gave us that lower low, lower high, boom, price got in, gave us a higher low, right? Well, at this point it was an equal low, right? It never broke below the zone. It stayed in structure within that 30-minute zone, and we started getting change of characters at the end of the day to get into the new trading zone, which was Friday going into Monday, right? To continue going up. That was a GU trade, which is perfect. Now, you would say, oh, why wouldn't we use that same, right? We're right back at the bottom. We broke. Why wouldn't you do the same thing here when we're at the bottom of the zone, right? The only difference from the start of the week to this week is this one green candle that gave us a wick all the way to the bottom, right? The fact that this green candle gave us this big of a candle yesterday, which was during news, right, classifies this as an imbalance candle. So this zone that we have, this 30-minute zone, is a weak 30-minute zone. So even though price, you can see that it's respecting the zone, it's wicking out of it, but candle closures are still happening in the zone, right? This could be a fake out for the traders who want to trade this going long, right? And again, it would make sense because we're trapped in this zone, right? So at the bottom of the zone is when we want to buy, and at the top of the zone, obviously, we either want to see price break to continue, or we're just going to see price go down, right? Which is what's happening to a lot of pairs this week. That's why there hasn't been a lot of pairs to trade. So GU, we just got to be patient with it, right? So this is one that even though we're in a 30-minute zone, even though it is respecting what it needs to respect once it gets into these zones, there's that one rule, which is the imbalance candle, right? That one candlestick analysis is the one that's sticking out, and I'm not gonna risk it for that. I would rather wait. And again, we have news at 8:30, so I'm not gonna mess with that. All right, and again, same thing for GJ. So there's no point in looking for buy. Again, there's no point in looking for buys when you're at the top of the zone, right? The safest thing to do is to do what? Wait for the break. Once it breaks out of the zone, then you start looking for buys again. You look for buys at the bottom. You look for continuations, right? If you get in a buy down here, you could hold it all the way to the top. Ideally, that's what you want to do. Remember, that was a trade for Euro USD that I had from last week. But look how choppy it's been. Goes up, goes right back down to the entry point, opens with a gap, goes up beautifully, throws a huge candle to the top, goes right back down to the zone, right? Gap isn't even open yet, and then you see like we had one candle yesterday that had alone was 50 pips from the bottom to the top. So going both sides, 25 pips to the top and 25 pips to the bottom. This shit is crazy. So again, for me to look for an entry this week, or whenever I look for a next entry, all these pairs need to start being above the zone, like breaking out of the zones, you know, the respected zones. AU wants to continue going up, my entry criteria is going to be after it breaks above the zone, or if it goes back down to the bottom of the zone. It's the only way I'll get another entry. Euro USD, same thing. You see, Euro USD has just been consolidating all week. GJ, same situation. GU, same thing. As you can see, I was talking about GU breaking out. Look how it went right back down to the zone. That's why I'm not being greedy. I'm not being impatient with these trades. I'm just letting them go. US 30, same thing. We're trapped in a zone. Gonna wait for a breakout. USD CAD is the only difference is that we're reaching into the 4-hour zone. So USD CAD maybe for NYC session could be the trade to look for, or a pair to look for an entry. Okay, USD's already kind of did the move for the day, so that was the only one that really moved. Gold is in a daily zone, so it could do a little pullback, but I'm not trading gold today. And then Bitcoin, so like I said earlier in this year when I was first here, there's really nothing to trade. If you're gonna eyeball one pair, is gonna maybe be USD CAD today. Outside of that, I'm not getting my hands in any of this.
Yo, what did do, Lou?
Year, when the hell did you join?
It's good, bro. I joined up. I don't know if you heard me in the beginning. I was like, my brothers.
Oh, no, I
And
didn't
then I
hear.
see you cooking. I was like, oh, let me be quiet.
Good, my brother.
So it's good with you. I was over here chilling. I got on COD. I'm not gonna lie, bro. This whole week I just been like swing trading because I was like, bro, there ain't shit going on.
Yeah, this
And
week
I
has
just
been
see
really,
like,
really bad.
yeah, it's hella choppy. And then like a lot of positions I saw were just off like the daily or 4-hour. I'm like, okay, well, I'll hold these. A big reason why too is I don't want to like overdo the scalps where. What did it do, James? Bro. So yeah, I didn't want to overdo like the scalps where I'm like messing up my funded account. I was like, let me just hold, lock in profit throughout the week and see what happens. But here, let me share my screen. I just want to show you what I was looking at. That ain't James. I think that's his son. I thought that was my previous order owner playing the game at this AM. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? see what he was up to. But yeah, but this is what I was looking at. I sent you the screenshots already, but
Yeah.
I was like, shit. I seen this breakout starting up. This shit was playing at the beginning of the week. Oh my god! I got in here, tried to pull back, got in around like here because I seen the low high, try to pull back again, still respected, and then I came to the conclusion. I was like, bro, if it doesn't break 21 or 2 and 2 flat, right, literally like right. Let's just type it in because it ain't gonna be exact. Type it. Yeah, I was like, if it doesn't break this level going up, then I know it's gonna sell. So I just waited, and then it started giving the signs. Got in for the long position, held, and then it tried to pull back. When I moved my stop to break even, I was like, look, let's put it at point like half risk, and then now I can move it to break even since it's hitting this 2% mark, and then I'll just start locking as it continues down. But this is like from my previous markup. I actually didn't wipe this GSDD chart yet, so when I was seeing this, I looked at GJ and I was like, okay, well, GJ is kind of throwing the same type of sell-off. And then my 200 is way the fuck down here. So I was like, I don't expect it to really come down to the 200 because, again, we're still in this really long uptrend. But I was like, if anything, we're coming down near this discount zone off the weekly push. So I was like, okay, if we're coming down near the discount zone, then I can say price is at a premium, or at least it's safe to say price is at a premium. It should sell off a little bit. And then if it respects this zone at the bottom, I expect it to bounce off and then rise back up. If not, and it continues lower, then I'm expecting at least a significant dip around this 182,500 level, or a little bit lower to 181,215. And that's just like in terms of, you know how you have like the safe take profit and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I would say in the terms of the swing, that would be like your safe take TP would be around that 182,500 if you're trying to swing this down. Just a little bit past the break of those levels. So we'll see how it reacts. But like, I was like, this was just when I got into this position, it looked like this last night, and I was like, okay, well now I can, see that it's trying to make lower highs, and then it just continued doing that all night. So I want to see how that's going to unfold, but I'm just trying to be calm, just chill and let the positions do their thing. And then of course wait till like next week for better scalping positions. But something like I think we've already discussed it about how like I was like, man, I might just have to do some swinging until like I can start making consistent, until I'm profitable pretty much, and then I'll start like scalping. Or like for example, if I have like a live on the side that I trade, I'll just scalp that and take positions and strictly get in, get out. Whereas like with these funded accounts, it's larger capital where I can just take the swing and then try to secure profits as it moves or trails along. And then, of course, with the element of swinging, when it comes to like compounding, would be just scaling in at the right times. It's just like if I find that it's breaking this low, breaks the low high, then I'll look to enter again on the way down to the same take profit. It's like same element of compounding. I don't know. Bruh, if I look back in my past of trading, I was like the most effective, like the most times I've been profitable was when I was swinging. It's never been when I was scalping. For me personally, I don't know why, but that's just how it's been. And then I think a part of it too is like never having a circumstance where I was able to just like be really peculiar on like where I need to get in and get out, and then like being there at the charts to do so. So that's where, bro, I like. So I told you about switching jobs and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday I was working, and they hit us with like some new trainees coming in and whatnot, and they're like, "Who wants to volunteer to mentor?" So me being me, I'm like, man, I'm tired of being on the phones, bro. And like, I know the job well enough; I can teach it pretty well. And I go ahead, I volunteer, and they were like, "Yeah, we appreciate you for doing that. Like, that you always volunteer whenever we ask for a mentorship." I was like, "Yeah, thank you for the acknowledgement," because most jobs don't acknowledge stuff like that. But whole time going through the training, and I'm realizing like, damn, this job really isn't that hard. You know what I mean? Like, it's really not that hard. The only mentally straining part of this job is the people over the phones that you deal with on a constant basis. So I'm just sitting here, I'm like, man, am I tripping in my head about my circumstance, like about switching and wanting to go remote? And then like as I was talking to somebody else, one of my coworkers, they were like, "Yeah, there's a gym in my building on the second floor." I was like, "What the fuck? Hold on." I was like, "So, how much is the gym?" They're like, "It's $20 a year." I was like, "A year, bro?" I was like, "This means I can wake up early. I can be on the charts. I can just have a normal morning. I can still sleep in. I can go to work throughout the day, let the charts do what they do. You feel me? And then I can literally, right when I get off work, go to the gym in the building and then go home." So literally, like everything I need is there as far as like the food, because I can buy food lunch downstairs. Like everything I need is in one spot. And then of course throughout work, I can monitor the trades and positions I put in from either the night before or the morning of. You see what I'm saying? So I was like, damn. I was like, maybe am I tripping? And then my check hit this morning, right? Bro, my check hit for like a clean 2 days. I'm like, man, this shit nice. I'm like, hold on. I'm getting commission pay because if it was a regular job, yeah, I may have higher pay, but there's never the opportunity to get commission bonuses because we're collectors still at the same time. So I don't know. There's a lot of trade offs. The biggest trade off being that like if I leave this job, it's a reset on everything, like all my benefits that I built up, PTO that I've accrued. Um, like I'm leaning towards being able to like activate 401k. I don't plan on like just staying there for retirement. That's capped. Like trading is my retirement plan. So that's why I was like 401k. I could care less. But the thing about it is, if you set up 401 at one job, you can leave and still have your 401k active. So I was like, I'm like just at that period where I can get 401k, and then if I leave, I still got that shit. So whole time I'm like, man, we'll see. We'll see. Again, the ball is in the universe's court. It decides what it wants, and then from there, I get to choose if I want to switch to remote or really just continue the job I'm at because it's trade offs. It's trade offs and everything. And then like it was just the realization, like, bro, my shit had a gym the whole time. Like I pay 40 a month at the current gym I go to, but it's hard for me to get there unless I like wake up at the crack ass of dawn, or I'm like going after work where I'm pretty much tired because you got to drive there, and then after that I get to drive home. Granted, the gym's near my job, but that should be packed in the afternoons. Like everybody's on all the machines. You got to kind of pretty much like change up your workout routine according to who's on what machine and shit. So yeah, that's it. I was just thinking about that. I was like, man. And then yesterday I got my business checking account set up. So like I'm on path to like start this Airbnb stuff, which I'm excited for. Um, but like it's just we'll see, we'll see. Time will tell. Time will tell. Like I gotta lock in. My mom called me about it too. She's like, "Well, how's the Airbnb stuff going? Like, how's the rental stuff?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just getting the business checking account, the business savings set up. So the next thing now is getting my Duns and Bradstreet set up, and then getting like a real business credit card. See what I have access to." The lady was like, she can check into the loans for me and see what they'll be able to get me, and then I can just decide like what property or space I want to look into. But I really, really, really hope first space I get not dumb expensive. Like even if it's some like a decent cost for even a furnished space. It doesn't have to be furnished. I don't mind being the person that furnishes it. But when it comes to like it's getting colder and it's winter time coming up, bro, moving shit during the winter is ass, bro. Nobody like doing that. Ass cheeks. Yeah, I've come to the ultimate conclusion, bro. COD, COD is equipment based, bro. COD is equipment based. What you got is what you gonna get. You got some boo ass PS4, bad internet. You gonna get that quality of gameplay. And the reason why I say that is because you know how I told you I just got hardwired, like I just got the Ethernet and shit set up.
Mm-hmm.
So I put on like since I've set that up, I was playing on cross-plat. I'm sitting here barely getting like 10 kills in a control game. I'm like, bro, there's absolutely no way the gunfights I'm losing those. So I go and turn off cross-plat for the first time yesterday after like 3 days of being on cross-plat. I turn it off. Bro, I dropped 30 kills like it's nothing. I'm like, there's no way. Like my bullets are connecting in a way that it shouldn't be. Running through shit, all types of stuff. I'm like, this is ridiculous, bro. But granted, I took advantage of that shit. I'm like, shit, my shit's gonna connect, bro. I'm gonna play aggressive as fuck. And sure, that is exactly what I did. Oh, yeah, these kids ain't gonna fuck with me. But the bullet connectivity feels like land when I play off no cross-plat. I can actually play fast and shit, and knowing I can chow shit and have like the higher odds of winning the gunfight. Kind of sad to say, but it's like, man, that's the harsh reality of what we've been dealing with for years. You just got players that don't want to, admit that shit. Like, imagine for Scump's entirety of his career, bro, has had the top equipment to play on. At least at one point, the time he hit that slump and almost got dropped, that was when his shit was bad, was it not? Internet was fucked up and all. But, and then that's when Krim and Scum got into it over that shit. Because Krim was like, yeah, when you had a shitty year, like, I actually trusted that you were still good. It was just the setup you had. And then when Krim started doing bad, Scump was quick to drop him, and he was pissed off about that shit. That was when he started to go to phase and all that shit. But yeah, equipment's an OD factor in this game. Out of pocket. And I don't know, have you seen the MW3 gameplay?
I mean, I wouldn't call it gameplay, what they showed, but I guess, yeah.
Like the
moving the characters and shit. I wouldn't call it gameplay, because everybody, I don't know what the fuck it is. Every time they upload videos like that, it looks like a robot is playing that shit. There's just no way that's real. But I mean, so far it looks decent, right? I mean,
yeah, it looked
for what it could be.
Yeah.
Movement, I mean, I can't say anything about movement and the mantle, because again, it looked like fucking my sister got the controller and started playing.
Yeah, they try to show that shit.
That's one thing I'll never understand too. Like, yo, instead of getting fucking pro players in the league that you run to test out a fucking video game, no, they still have Amanda and Natalie from fucking PR playing the game. Fucking stupid motherfuckers, y'all, I swear to God, but it's all good.
Oh, what, bro? Weak as fuck. They got enough nerve to talk shit about the pros.
Nah, man, I don't know what it is, but again, there's probably some internal thing about it where they're like now as to why they don't have the people in the league testing the game. There must be an internal reason, but that's something I've always said, like forever. It was like, dude, you guys have these pro players, especially since Activision started getting involved in the tournaments and shit.
Right.
It's like, yo, you guys know who the players are. Just fly them out to the studio and go have them test the game.
Then they'll let you know exactly what needs to be fixed, spawns and all.
Every single time. Like, yo, anytime you guys want to release something about the game, a campaign,
I swear,
multiplayer release. Nah, they did it one year and that's it.
It was the World War II year, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember what year it was, to be honest.
Sledgehammer's first year and shit? Or no, second year?
I don't remember. I know there was one year that they did that, where they actually had people go out and test the game. And then that just turned into what they're doing now, which is Call of Duty Next. You know, whenever they host the event for like content creators to go play the game. But that's like, dude, you're doing that 3 months, 2 months before the release of the game, instead of having real people who know how to play the game tell you what it is to be fixed months before release. And that's the reason.
You have to sit there and fucking.
No, and then that's the
I
reason
wasn't
why
looking.
after the game releases, that's why we have 10,000 different updates, and that's why the game never feels good until halfway through the season. Because it takes so fucking long for them to fix what needs to be fixed. Same thing with
Yeah.
spawns. It's like, dude, if you know something like spawns, and it's so stupid now, because I want to see how this works now with the new maps, right? Or with the old maps that are with the new engine, right? Because remember, Call of Duty spawns back then weren't squad spawns, whatever it's called, quadrant spawns,
Yeah.
and it is now. So all the spawn traps and shit that we used to be able to do on those maps is not gonna be viable anymore.
Okay, so it's like it's almost like a BO. Well, BO2 had like the line of sight protection on the spawns, which I fucked with that.
Yeah, but that we're in a completely different engine, so like that doesn't work for these spawns now. Like ever since Modern Warfare 2019,
Yep, yep.
so it pretty much is just gonna spawn you wherever whatever quadrant's not being blocked, pretty much. And if they're all being blocked, you're spawning right on somebody. You better fucking pray. And if you
Crazy.
spawn into high rise, you imagine high rise.
Getting
When the spawn
clapped.
traps was just the back left or back right of the spawns.
Yep.
Now with quad spawns, you're gonna be spawning underground. You're gonna be spawning in the middle.
What the
Now,
fuck?
unless they invent, not invent, but unless they integrate flip spawns every single fucking time, and you can't just be in a spawn trap. I don't know.
Dude, they
It'll be interesting to see.
you seeing how random the spawns are in this game. I had to explain to somebody else. I was like, bro, this game doesn't really have much of a skill gap, even when there's random spawns happening at times. You
The
be
thing is
looking
that the
somewhere,
spawns will never be random though, especially like not in this game. In MW2 spawns aren't random.
man. You play Mercado?
Yeah.
Bullshit that be happening sometimes. You spawn
Nah,
up tunnel, somebody spawns up edge. It's like, what the fuck?
that map is just the same situation as high rise. It's too big of a map, especially like if you're playing it in hardpoint. Like you have 17 rotations, and you have, technically speaking, you have four corners in the map, but those four corners have deep ass corners, very deep
That is
corners.
true.
So you would just be spawning in a random, not a random corner, but you'll be spawning in the quadrant, just in a random corner in that quadrant. So like instead of you
Mm,
spawning in barbershop, if barbershop is blocked, the next quadrant next to that will be tunnels or that yellow building with the second floor. So you would just be spawning tunnel, and if their spawn is blocked, they'll be spawning 10. Literally just right across from tunnel.
that shit is wild. Because I swear at times it would just feel like, bro, why would they put somebody directly behind my ass when I just spawned up at fucking tunnel? But no, that does kind of make sense a little bit. And it's not like the map is really lanes either. So yeah, you got a point with that. Wow. You see that shit though? We all spawned tunnel, and this dude was just chilling, bro. What the fuck? Back yellow van? But they're gonna spawn a guy. Oh my god. You just got three piece. You just can't read some shit like that. Wow. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting how these charts play out. Interesting shit. Gold is definitely looking like it's setting up those long-term sales though. I know you've been seeing this. It's been playing picture perfect since we called out how it play out. Hey, give me one second. Salute.
Yo.
There's this bar called Up Down. They're doing this anime night thing for the first time, and it's basically Up Down's like a gaming bar. They have a bunch of arcade machines in there and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, a nice ass bar in the middle, and then upstairs they have like a nice little lounging area, just an outdoorsy rooftop, and a bunch of people just chill. And then they have a little bit more arcade machines in another bar upstairs. And then like in the back end of the like main floor, there's like another like patio area that people just chill and mingle at. So I was like, bro, they're doing anime night. This is the first time they've done this, and it's tonight. And my homie's trying to go at like 11 at night, but I work tomorrow from like 8 to 2. So I'm like, bro, I kind of want to call off and just be like, bro, just put my PTO on that shit and just go, because I haven't really gone anywhere the past couple weeks, and I still wouldn't be missing out on money. You know what I mean? It's like,
Still getting paid.
yeah, I'm still getting paid. I got 15 hours of PTO. But part of me's like, shit, do I just thug it out and still go to work tomorrow, even though I go tonight? I've been thinking about that shit. I'm like, shit. At the same time, if I don't go, I still plan to go out this week anyway, because I just wanted to start treating myself on a week-to-week basis, like every 2 weeks on a Friday, just go out to like a restaurant or something, just eat some food. What the fuck? But yeah, go out on like a week to like a nice restaurant, get an outfit or something, you know. It's important to do shit like that when you're slaving fucking 7 days a week or 5 days a week. Even when I like set the appointment to do like the opening the business checking account and shit, the lady was like, "Wow, that's some schedule you got there." I'm like, "Yeah." Part of why I want to switch jobs. Fucking schedule's ridiculous. The hell? Look at these bitch ass kids, bro. Throwing that, bro. Throwing these whack ass stuns and nades, man. Cool though. Try to stare
You
glitch
know,
me in
you know
basketball
what's
outside.
fucking crazy?
Hmm.
Yo, people who steal cars, like how the fuck?
No,
So
facts.
there's a dude. Well, there was a car that was stolen in Toronto
Hmm.
and was somehow found in West Africa a year after it was stolen.
Are you dead ass?
Like with all the paperwork. So my whole thing is like, do you know somebody that works at a car dealership that could just give you fake papers that look real?
No, No, for real. And then you
Or
didn't.
like how the because in for you like in order for you to import and export a car, you need all of that. Like not only do you
Yeah,
need the paperwork for the car, but you need the car owner's signature, um the release papers. You need a power of attorney, like like
damn.
I've done all that before, so I know how it works.
Uh,
So
I was about
like
to say,
for you to
do you think
export a car out of there, like is
it
not
was
as easy as
they make it
just,
seem?
yeah, it's not as easy as just, oh, I want to ship my car, how much would you like? No, you need a power, you need all that shit.
God damn, I didn't even
So
know all that.
I don't know how the fuck this guy's car got stolen and was successfully taken from one country to another.
I was gonna say, I'm thinking he had a plug. He had to
He
have.
has to
This
have
had to be an
somebody.
inside job
He
for
has to know
sure.
somebody for sure.
That's the only thing I could think of. Because if you need that much shit and you fabricated all of it, oh, what? Who's working? Fire them. The fuck? This shit is nutty.
And it's crazy because a lot of these, so it's like an interview that CBC News did like
Mm,
recently, and like they're pretty much in like a where they drop cars off in West Africa, and
mm.
a lot of the cars are just from Jersey and New York that are being stolen. So it's definitely like they know people.
Yeah. Damn, Jersey and New York, these motherfuckers got the imports. Scammers,
And
bro.
it's crazy, again, it's just crazy that
Well, you know what's interesting
somehow they're
about
doing
like
that.
New York's culture, bro? And I don't think a lot of people talk about this. New York itself is one big fucking scam.
Well, let's take a step back real quick,
Mm,
right? Because you're on the right track, but it's the reasons why it's like that, right? Which is the same as California, Texas, and Miami.
mm.
Well, you could say Florida. I would just say Miami because Miami is where it's really all happens. But we'll say Florida as a whole,
Yeah,
right? Um, which is who are the people that are living there, right? It's
yeah,
for the most part it's immigrants who come from a third world country whose countries don't have any laws and rules and regulations. And for the most part, as humans, we don't want to come somewhere to another place and follow something new, right? For the most part, 90% of humans don't like to adapt and change.
yeah,
So what? So I'll give you the example of Miami, and Florida again as a whole. But again, we'll just use Miami. The Cubans, where do they come from? Right? They come from a country of communism. Right? They come from a country of everybody has to be selfish. Everybody is for themselves. Right? Outside of that, they come from a country that they don't know how to drive. So what
yeah,
happens? They come to Florida, right? They come to Miami, and the way they act in their country is the way they act here, right? The
yeah,
scammers and shit that come from over there come here. They all do the same shit, but that's the same way in every country. Like, what was it? New York, New Jersey is the same thing. Immigrants that go to New York and Jersey and all those are Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, uh, Haitians,
mm.
and people from Africa. So shit just makes sense. So then it goes down to what you were gonna say too, but it stems down to the people who live there
Yeah. So it's
ultimately.
like the demographic.
Yeah, which sucks to say, but it's facts, right? And it's like at
I
this
would
point
say,
nobody could tell me different because I've traveled to those countries too, and I'm from those countries, right? Especially
mm,
DR. Like you're not gonna
yeah,
tell. Yo, I hate going to New York, yo, because it's
bro.
people who like the people there is just dude. I just can't.
Yeah.
It's not
Literally when I was there,
same
I
as
got the
Miami.
vibe. I was just like, bro, I could not live here, bro. I could visit, but I just couldn't
Yeah, I
live
could
there, bro.
visit, it's fun, but living there, nah, bro,
Hell no.
fuck that. Which is it's pretty much the same shit with Miami. The only difference is I was born and raised here, so it's kind of different. But like the fact that I had the opportunity to move out,
Yeah,
that allowed me to really be like, damn, like Miami's no better than any of those other states that I like. I hated California, hated it.
Cali?
Yo, I
Where?
hated it. I hated it. There was no. It might have just been LA that I didn't like, cause that's the only place that I was able to go to. Cause I went for an event, so I was only there for the weekend. But I fucking
Mm.
hated it, dude. It was horrible. Like, did not have a good experience.
Like, was it just like the okay? Well, I have
Dude, it's
heard
just the
like the
people.
traffic.
It's just
Oh,
the
okay.
people. Like outside of the traffic, obviously traffic sucks. But like if you
Mm.
go to a city like that, you're expecting traffic, which is the same as again, same thing as Miami, same thing as Texas, same thing as New York. You know what I mean? Like you go to those
Yeah,
cities and you're expecting to stay in traffic. So I'm not gonna count that as something I didn't like,
yeah.
but the people just fucking suck. Yo, why are you talking about your brother from Africa? Was good. It's good, Donovan. Um, so the people from over there just suck. I hated it. Um, then like Texas, I really like Texas because of the environment. Like the
Yeah,
days over
Texas
there,
is
like it was just
chill.
super nice every day. But again, it was the people. I fucking hated them. I
Yeah,
was like, dude, I just can't be around this shit all day. It's the same as Miami, dude. It's like,
you got
point
like
is, yo, being around Hispanics all day, especially
yeah,
toxic ones, that's where it comes in.
the worst. Yeah, bro.
That's where the
These
fucking
like
that's the worst, yo.
the people at the end of the day for real. What? Jesus, I guess I need to pull out this shit.
That's crazy though. Imagine there was, oh Donovan, we were just saying that because I was watching a video that a car from New York, or I'm sorry, a car from Toronto was stolen and taken imported to West Africa and sold over there.
What the fuck?
That shit was crazy. Damn, I fucking closed the app too. I don't even know where I was watching that video.
No, why are we losing that?
All cars end up in Africa? That's crazy. But how? The question is how, right? Because at least in here in Miami, right? In order for you to like, obviously, if you know people, right? We'll say it like that, right? If you know people, you're able to do whatever you want to do.
Mm.
But if what I was explaining to him here in the Discord was like, in order for you to export a vehicle and even accept it in another country, you need to have like a power of attorney. You need to have, um, you need to have all the pretty much the the owner's signature and all his things. Like you need all that paperwork, right? That's the only way you're able to send in or ship out a vehicle. How the fuck do they do that then?
But that's some shit like, and even doing shit in state, bro. Like, you gotta really, you need a lot of shit in state alone. I didn't even know you need all that to import a car. Cause I remember I told my, I remember I told my aunt one time, I was like, if I sent a Tesla to Guinea, like, is that a good idea?
Yeah, you could
She's
do it.
like, what? She said, no, don't send that there. Like, people there will probably steal it. I'm like, damn, like that. She's
They'll
like,
definitely
yeah,
fuck it up,
people
but you could
don't
do
got
it.
money like that. Yeah, that's some shit I thought about. I was like, man,
Think
because
about it. In Dominican Republic, there's a city in DR. It's like it's not a big city. It's a really small like like how would you say that shit in English? It's like a little countryside. Um, but there's like the white people who go over there and they vacation. So what they do is you go through land and you see it like, dude, it's houses, like huts with metal roofs and shit like that, and then out in the distance you see a fucking huge ass house, right? And then
yeah,
throughout the year you'll see it, like they'll be driving the Teslas, their R8s and shit. So people do it. Like you could definitely take the car and ship it and shit, but
yeah,
there is gonna be that possibility that the haters are gonna be out there, and again, end of the day, people are
people,
gonna act the way they act anyway. So
wildfire.
he said it depends who runs the ports. I guess I didn't think about that too. Yeah, but I mean, we're thinking about they're coming out of New York and New Jersey. Those aren't easy ports to get in and out of, right? Same as Miami.
Because it's just so much people.
Not only is there so much people, but it's the main ports. That's where pretty much everything comes in and out of, right? Like Miami is the biggest one because we get a lot of outside of oil delivered to us here. We have a lot of goods and shit delivered. All the things from China come here, for the most part, right? Same as New York. So they have a lot of shit that they gotta make sure that gets delivered. I'm not using the right words, but like a lot of the big like industry shits use the ports from New York and Miami. So those are the ones that are covered like the most with the most security,
Yeah.
right? Because there are little ports that back in the day. Do I get banned on YouTube for talking about stuff like this? I don't think so.
No.
Like back in the day, whenever they used to bring in the coke and the drugs and shit from different countries, they used to use those little ports that didn't have a lot of security in. But over the years, those ports they're not really used like that anymore. But the ones that are still being used, pretty much like the same ones that are used for the cruise ships, because the cruise ships come in in the same ports as all these other ships. So everything is like, I don't know. I don't think is that easy. Again, unless they really know people.
I think it's
That's the
only
only
that's.
way.
I'm thinking it's a plug. Somebody in there. Somebody about to get fired. Watch. You gonna find out about that shit too.
It's the only way. Unless they're somehow just driving those fucking shits across the sea, man. I don't know. Yo, there's nothing to trade, bro. Fuck.
Yeah, all the shit I
Give
had,
me
I was
something.
holding from like yesterday. Honestly, like even while I was at work yesterday, I was
Yeah.
holding them shits.
Like USD CAD
Battle
is the
harder.
only one I want to keep an eye on just cause it's reaching this 4 hour zone.
Oh
If it
yeah.
wasn't for that, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be looking at this shit.
All these kids fucking uses a
We got news
tag.
about we got news in an hour too. Time is going by slow as fuck. What do you think
Yeah.
about EU? My only thing with EU, we're stuck in this range, right? We could see that price bottomed out and then started making, gave us a change of character, nice change of character. Now, the only thing I don't like about this change of character, let me sit a little close. USD CAD has some room to move. Yeah, so I'll go to USD CAD after this. USD CAD looks like the best one in my opinion, but if we break down Euro USD, right, and we see here we had the first change of character. Now this first change of character, I didn't really like it because the candle wasn't a closure above; it was just a wick. So for me, technically speaking, that change of character didn't really happen until this move here. So we got the retest, right, and then we got the continuation. Higher low, boom, higher high, and we're pretty much stuck between that 23.8, 38.2 retracement, right, where price is just consolidating, right. We're doing all of this in the 30-minute time frame. So now that we know that, right, the next thing I want to see is how are candles reacting, right? Yesterday we saw we had news and we had a 90 pip, right? I think it was like 50 pip, right? A 50 pip candle going both ways, right? So at this point I'm already seeing, okay, we have exhaustion going for both sides, so we know that price has to grab liquidity going both sides. So at this point I understand that I'm in overall uptrend, but right now the market isn't giving me any type of confluence that we're going to continue going up, right? And then lastly, the other thing is just this 30-minute gap. Right? We understand that the market sometimes leave gap around in the market to give us kind of hey, this is just a little heads up that price has to come back down to this. So for me, for EU, I'm still stuck in the zone. Literally from the 30-minute zone down here, it's purple because it's behind the 4 hour zone as well, and a daily zone. As you can see, we have blue, gray, and the red. This is 4 hour, daily, and 30-minute zone, right? And price hasn't reached down here yet, technically speaking. So I'm still I'm still in the mindset that price has to come back down first before we could see the continuation, and give us what we're looking for. Which again, we understand where we're at. Right, we're at the bottom of consolidation. This is where we want to see look for our buys, right? So there's just no way that price, gives us the level 2 rise before we close this gap. I don't think price will do that. But I think today will be the time to look at it, because even if we look at it like this, we're in the middle of the zone too. We have news coming in 1 hour. So at this point, you know what happens in the middle of the zone, right? We got news coming. Price could just move it. Same as GU, not clear exactly. And the news is coming. News will give that move. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm looking for, right? At this point, I don't have a bias. I'm more just looking for what does the market want to do, right? Because at this point, the price is in the middle, right? We're in the middle. Price could do whatever it wants here, right? So I'm just waiting for that. Once news hits, NYC open, then we'll probably look for an entry. If it goes down and covers this gap, and like let's say by the end of the day we're down here, like by the end of the day I'm getting an entry up down here again, and I'm looking for this to go up. Like remember, I don't know if I put this in the Zoom chat, but this was the trade that I was in last week, right? I got in down here at this literally from the wicks, and I was gonna hold it throughout the entire week. But then the next day when we came back down, right, it was still holding structure, so I held, right? But then as soon as the market opened in the weekend, I held this trade and I saw that it opened with a gap. I got out on Monday. I secured my profits again. I got out and that's it. And then obviously I already knew that we were gonna look for price to start going down again to cover the gap to continue going up. So, cause my profit for this, like I was gonna hold this shit all the way to the 4 hour zone. Literally, like I was gonna hold this all the way up here. That was my trade idea. So, now I'm trying to get revenge. I'm trying to get back in that. You know what I mean? Like that's the trade I want to go into. Um, agree. We already know the higher time frame move. Yeah, exactly. The higher time frame move, we 100% we're on track with that. Now the 30-minute move, it's a little bit different, right? Like let's say all our rules. Well, let's go into another pair, right? Because we could use GJ as an example, is what I was kind of saying in yesterday's class, right? Like, why wouldn't we take GJ? It's kind of in the same reason as Euro USD, right? Which is, end of the day, we're looking for price to go up on GJ, right? We have 2 days of rise. Today will be the third day. If we remove the 800 EMA, or if we remove the EMAs and everything, and we only use price action, so if we just keep the market clean, right, and we're just looking at price action, right now the number one thing is we're stuck in a zone. So what are we looking to trade here? Pretty much nothing, right? But we have 2 days of rise. Would we be looking for a third day, right? Why wouldn't we be looking for a third day? Because we're at the top of the zone already, right? When you're looking for buys, you don't want to look for a buy when you're at the top of the zone. You want to look for buys when you're at the bottom of the zone, right? And then the only way you're able to get into a trade here is if price breaks above, right, gives a retest to continue going up. Right now, if this third day or this second day would have been a little bit lower, and we could see some sort of shit, I did not mean to put that. And we could see some sort of structure being made of higher highs and higher lows to continue going up, it would make a lot more sense. But we also never got that either. We just continued to make lower lows and lower highs the entire time. Right? Went lower low, lower high, boom, lower low, lower high. All of this is internal structure. It never made a change of character. It never made any of that. This was just lower low, lower high, boom, lower low to where we're at right now. So am I still expecting a third day to be made? Not really. You know what I mean? So now I'm just waiting for price to just move. Right? We're right back in the middle of the zone. If NYC comes and we start making, changes of character, then we'll get in. But GJ is in a shit place for me to trade peak formation high. I agree, right? My only thing with GJ though is that we also have a gap up here, a 30-minute gap at 191,486. GJ is one of those pairs that move a lot with high volatility. I've been trading it the last, I'm gonna say, like 2 months. Not every single day, but the trades that I am able to catch, even on demo, right? Because as we track Drew on Instagram. He's pretty much the one who trades this. But like the whenever we track his trades, like the reason he loses trades, we understand why he loses. The reasons he wins his trades, we understand why he wins. And then the days that we take trades that we win and he goes opposite, obviously we understand the whys of that. Um, but again, the only thing that makes this peak high different for me compared to anything else, and it's like this for any other pair, is just that we have this gap up here in the 30-minute time frame. And I'm still a believer in gaps, of saying that price has to fill the gap before it could start making that move. And the reason I'm a believer of that, and I always use the example, is because of U.S. oil. I don't, you remember when oil had that gap in the beginning of the year, when the with the war and all that started happening. Um, there was a gap that wasn't filled for a couple months. If I'm not mistaken, it might be this one. But there was a trade that I was in. I was like, yo, this has to come back down. Like before price goes wherever it needs to go, right? We were at the bottom of consolidation. We already know what happens at the bottom of consolidation. We want to see price go up, right? So what happened? Price started going up. It started changing character. Everybody was like, oh my god, price is gonna fucking go. I'm like, dude, guys, we need to cover this gap before we could even go back up again, right? Again, that's the same situation as Euro USD right now, right? Price has to come back down before it could go back up again, right? Because of the gap. Is the same situation as GJ. And I want to look. I think, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do it because of that. Fuck. All good. Um, you get what I'm trying to say. So what? Let's talk about like the GJ entries, right? GJ will start moving now. Let's see. I mean, yeah, it should. Um, Now looking for the entries, like I'm still gonna respect the fact that we're in peak high. So I'm gonna look at the rules as I'm supposed to, which is, again, if I'm looking for rises, I have to be smart about where I'm looking for price to go up, right? If I'm looking to buy, again, I'm not gonna look to get into a buy at the top of a zone. I'm not gonna look to get into a buy after third day. I'm simply always looking for entries on GJ if we're at the bottom of a zone. If we're at the bottom of the zone, you could expect me to look for an entry. So again, am I looking for an entry here? No, because right now we're in the middle, we're at the top. Now, if we break above and get a retest, again, yeah, because we're at the bottom of the zone once again. Right, we got a retest, we'll continue going up until we make another zone. And then when we make another zone, I'll go into another one. But as long as we, and until we could get into this high territory of 191, if we ever reach it, and then vice versa going shorts, if that makes any sense. But again, remember, like, one of my zones earlier on GJ, right? This is like my external zone, is this entire push pretty much, right? But when I'm looking at the internal, I kind of want to look at where price did its last, its last movement, and the box is from here, so you can see price closed below it. It's kind of testing it, right? Right, it's just testing it, but it did close below, and that's pushing up. So at this point, this could just be lower low, lower high, and this is just trying to grab, somewhere to stop and then continue going down, or this could be the turnaround. What was the other trade? We were saying same as GU. Yeah, so then GU is a little bit different but kind of the same, right? But I could say this, right? Like, I was using this zone again as the internal, but we are technically trading between this low down here. We had this break which gave us this high and this low, right? Because I didn't put this as a significant pullback, right? I put it as this low. So once you got this break, I was gonna put it down here just because this is where price has been rejecting the entire time, right? Just put it across, which would pretty much be the same thing. But I'm gonna respect our lows and whatnot. We'll put it here. Right, so GU, we're trading between this is the zone that we're trading in. So GU looks good. If GU continues to make like lower low, lower high and goes back down here, we could look for the same thing. And again, this green line is where price has bottomed out and has been respecting this the entire time. So as long as we could respect that low, this would be good to continue going up. So GU is one that I was looking at as well, but obviously it just still hasn't given us that entry. The 4-hour candle opened bearish as well on this. So next liquidity hanging at the lows, and then all of this down here as well. And it makes sense, right? It would make sense for this to come down here and see something like this happening. That would make sense. And USDZR, I'm kind of pissed about USDZR that I was hesitant about this entry, right? Because USDZR for me, like yesterday, I'm looking for a 3rd week high, right? This is kind of the only one that has this. But we're in Thursday, right? But I was saying yesterday, like, oh, we could move 250 in a day. If we do this today and tomorrow, we'll be able to catch, you know, a new high. So then in the class last night, I was like, fuck it. I'm not gonna enter this trade as too early. We're still making lower lows and lower highs, but we were in the 30-minute zone. But I was like, no, I'm not gonna enter. Fuck it. And then the shit fucking exploded, dude. Fuck. Right? That's the that's how trading works sometimes. It hurts the traders doing double bottoms. Yep. Yeah, this is why, like, when you start looking at it like that, where you're like, damn, we could see why this is going down. Like, we see why it's going down and the reason why it's gonna go down first before it goes up, right? Like, before a big move has to happen going up, they have to load up, you know, they have to load up their contracts, they have to collect contracts. So everybody who got in trades here now, who thought this was gonna be, you know, that double bottom for it to continue going up, because we were at the bottom of the zone at one point, you know, now it's going right back down and getting everybody out. USDs are my baby, bro. I've been trying to trade this shit for the longest, bro. For like, I'm gonna say the like 5 months. Not the longest, it hasn't been that long. 5 months. And I don't think I've yet to catch a trade because number one thing, this doesn't really move. You know, it moves during NYC, but the move is already made by the time NYC comes. So it's like, you know, do I want to, you know, it already moved 250. You know, do I want to enter again for another 250? And this shit moves really nice. But it's just the timing of when it wants to start moving. Like, this is one that you have to be up, you know, from 1 to 4 in the morning for you to catch an entry. I think me and E, we tried fucking trading this shit once when we first started doing challenges. Yeah, I remember we traded this shit once and we didn't do it again. We were like, yo, fuck that shit. I remember that. Got my best entries from that pair. I've yet to catch an entry. A good entry on USDZR, I probably have one. Probably. But I really want to start trading this. That's why I said I want to start looking at this pair, was because of that. I want to really, because again, it just moves nicely. Like, just looking at it like this, right? Like, again, it respects the 30-minute zones every single time. Every single time. From going shorts to going longs, right? Every single time it respects the 30-minute zone. Price action on this is beautiful. The market makers pattern in the higher time frame, beautiful as well. And then not only that, structure sexy up, and then not only that, I like using USDZR because it goes opposite of US 30 and indexes. I don't know if you've ever realized that. But when both are trending, right? When both are trending, they tend to go opposite. But when they're in the consolidation, you know, it does whatever it needs to do. Use for US 30, yep. So like, for example, so like now that just overall how I use USDZR, like I know I'm looking for longs on USDZR, and I know that US 30 right now is still in higher highs and higher lows, right? But I know that overall US 30 is still downtrending, right? But then again, I understand as well that overall we have a 30-minute gap at the top, of US 30. So that's where it comes into where I was saying like we could see where price is kind of going up, but you can see that price is also kind of trapped in a range with US 30. So if we compare with USDs are, what I was saying is right now price they correlate differently when price is trending, when both prices are trending. But as you can see, USDR is trending going down while US 30 was trending going up. And then now that US 30 is consolidating right in a range, it's allowing USDR to kind of move where it needs to go. It's a little different, but if the structure is going to start ready to peak formation low, yep. Right, and that's pretty much what there's two things, right? That's pretty much what I want to see what USDs are regardless, right? Because technically speaking, we've already kind of done that level 3, right? Structurally speaking, let me turn on the EMAs. Everything looks good on this, but it's all good, man. USDs are again. I already know I'm looking. My TP for the week is up here, so shit. If this wants to give me an entry later today, you know I'm off for that, right? Because technically speaking, we have this low broke, and it gave us this low here. Right now, technically it did break with this green candle, and then if this broke, it gave us this high, then this high broke and gave us a change of character. Right, so then boom, change of character happened, but it was a straight green candle, never gave us a retest, never gave us a entry opportunity. And then this high broke, gave us a low down here, which is pretty much the same shit as this, and a high. We don't have a high yet, so we use this. Showing US 30, even we missed it, we know where it's heading. Yeah, no, I will say USDR was definitely one that I missed. I should have definitely just got into that. Because if I would have just used the same rules, right, like, where the entry where would have been, right? I would have just been, let's say I would just be, fuck it, let's get in right when we were in the zone, right? So my entry would have been here. Somewhere here, right? 23 pips would have just been where we would have had stop loss, right? Where we ever hit? No. Almost. We would have almost been tapped if we would have just used that tight of a stop loss. I would have had it a little bit you know, a little bit more than 23, but you know, we were never tapped and straight into profit. Could have done that. Yeah. Yeah, no. USDR was definitely yeah, on USDR, definitely a missed opportunity on this one. I could have just said fuck it and just risked. You know, this one would have been one that you could say, fuck it, I'll risk the 23 pips. You know, in order to secure, you know, fucking risking 23 pips to get 476. You know what I mean? More than that. Let's do the real. Was the entry here somewhere? Fuck, I fucked up the chart again. Damn it. There you go. To secure 500 pips, I would have risked 23, no doubt. But it's all good, man. It's all good. It's all good. We'll catch them the next time. It's only Thursday. We still got. You know, we know price isn't gonna do the whole 80R today, so we're chilling, right? All we're looking for is a retest. If I could get a retest, if I could get something to give me a pullback, get a re-entry, and then just ride it to the top, that'll be fire. Right. Plus, we have 30 minutes for this news now, so I'm kind of expecting price to give me a pullback. If price could give me a pullback with this news, then we're set. Right, and then I kind of just want to lock in like what other pairs do I want to keep an eye on. So we know USDR is one. Let me shoot back to the grind. Good stuff. Thank you. We'll keep an eye on this, man. We'll see if we catch an entry today. I'm not gonna chase anything though. Definitely, I'm gonna wait. If we can see something, we'll catch something. If not, we'll just wait it out. USDZR as well. I'm gonna just keep my eye on USDZR. That's it.
If there was a stock in this game, it was fucking tag, bro.
Yo, my bad. I'm back.
Oh no, you good, bro. I'm watching that shit. Dead. One more. There's gonna be mid. Nice. That's 3. We should have spawn still. I got a cruise. Don't let me touch this rock. One more left side of you. Left side of you. Sweeper, you don't gotta push broken like that, bro. You just gotta play that fucking left side. I had your cover. One more front broken. Rotate. I got a cruiser that's not gonna be affected on this hill. If they're already there, we're kind of fucked. Yep, he's at P4 or P3, excuse me. Oh, good shit. We got spawns. Front weak. He's in the corner. Good shit. I'm gonna call this shit in. Alright, they're all gonna flood inside hill. There's only one at 2 at hill. One at waters. We had a trophy down too. Oh shit. Mid map. Yeah, rotated. One stop. Top dome, another one inside him. God damn. Nah, you're good, bro. I just should have used a tag sooner. Gun's so fucking whack, bro. And Parasite was complaining about the tag in the beginning of the game, bro. Like, what? It's not strong enough. Everyone fucking uses the tag, bro. It's so fucking outplayed, bro. No one uses any other gun. You can win up close gunfights. You can win or lose with it, but it's like it's definitely one of the most dominant guns in the game. Man, but that's like postseason. You feel me? Like through the season, they had this tag on some crackhead shit. They nerfed the Vaz. That should be hit or miss depending on how you connect. Oh, let's go. Okay. Yo, Lou, you still chilling?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm over here streaming some rain.
Yo, time is going by slow as fuck, bro.
Man, I needed to because I'm about to get work in 30 minutes. This is gonna suck ass. What time is that news drop?
8:30, 30 minutes.
Shit. Yeah, that's when I get to work. Shit. Oh yeah, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I've been having some vivid ass dreams lately. Like I haven't had like no THC in my system, edibles, no smoking. I've been slowly but surely each dream. I'm just like picture clear, damn near. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Something's up, bro. There's something going on. All right, bet. I'm gonna hit out mid to tunnel. One's already in. One's out. Really tagged. He's out. Good trade. Nice. One's mid. He fucked up. Two mid. Heard you. One more. He's back house screen. Shit on. One more. He's gonna be top house. I'm sun mid. Good call out. And oh, what? Abso-fucking-lute, bro. Watch your hedge. Nice. It's my sis. Good shit. I'm shooting the fuck out this kid through this smoke. Hell yeah. Oh, he's behind the desk. There's two. Oh, one's gonna go top. One more top. Top can pick up. One's behind me, grannies. One's native, big door. Big door. They double chow. One's absolute mid-map. I'm retain. Please one shot. I shouldn't have lost that. Oh, bad. Oh, that's you. Side door reveal. Shit. One's absolute in hill. It don't make sense, bro. I'm picking a mid. I'm stun mid. One was mid cut. One's absolute. He chow. They double chow dark, bro. Fuck. He's fucked. No, I'm not. Yep, they're gonna be graffiti. Let me cut. One's garage. Pick up. Nice. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Just 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. 2-1 Barber side. I'm okay. Steps. Oh, that's you. Damn, my bad, bro.
Yo, there's this chick, yo, on fucking that I found on Instagram. Yo, she's beautiful, bro.
Like a 1 to 10. One stop, top, top.
Yo, 10, bro.
Damn. Yeah, I gotta cruise.
This is why I gotta start making 10K months, man. I gotta start being able to hit these girls up and be like, yo, let me fly you out.
I'm dead as fuck.
Tell me I'm wrong, bro. I don't give a fuck.
You're not lying. My bad, I'm cracked. I'm just locked in right now.
Nah, you're good.
That's like read scrubs. Just shit, Ellen. One more back there. He's absolute. That's a 1 piece for you. Oh, shoot. Oh, you're good. You're good. One more mid. One more mid. Merge battle harden actually works in this game. Man, maybe I just had it off for so long I didn't know what it felt like to have it on. What's mid, mid, mid? Number 10. Calling in my cruise. One's pushing out. I'm like, bro, this fucker. Just ran down mid into L. There's like probably 2 L. I might kill whoever's here at L. Damn. Try to. No, I didn't get trophy. I just ran it into the wall by accident.
I gotta change this shit.
Oh, that's you. Damn. Oh, that nigga's in the pocket. L. Good shit. Back edge, back edge. I would rotate. You guys can hit through Barber. That's huge. Back dark. Why? Why do I lose that? Pick up on hedge. They know I'm down here. They pick up. Last kid's hill. That's the last kid. You should jump this month. I'm gonna see names right here. Not the other. Right back. One's here on me. Absolute in the back. I'm returning. Bro, I got lucky. Come over, man. Back door. Back door. The trace. Because still there. Challenge. He's one shot on you. I got stuck with the nade, I guess. Shit. One's mid, one's mid. Who wins? Damn, I gotta get off the game. That's crazy. Yeah, I gotta go to work in like 20 minutes.
Nah, bro, don't go.
Alright, homie. For sure. Appreciate you.
Alright, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna still be in the call loop for a little bit longer. I'm not leaving until. No, I'm in Discord at the same time. Yeah, yeah, for sure. But I'm gonna hit you up later if you want. Bet. Peace out. But yeah, my ass. I didn't even fucking make breakfast, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I should probably fucking get some food. It'll take me too long to make eggs, but bro, yeah, 10K months is crucial, bro.
The what?
Man, I don't know what we need nowadays as men to bag a 10, bro. What do you need to bag a 10?
I think on like yo, truthfully, I think it's different for everybody. Like I think it's I think the number one thing is
okay, you're good.
Wait, that what?
You're good.
Um I think the number one thing is confidence, right? But what is confidence, right? Like for example, like in my situation, I've said it for a couple years now. Well, ever since my last relationship, like yo, I can't get another girl, or I just can't get into another relationship until I'm set, like until I'm good.
Right.
So like whatever that definition is for me might be different for you, right? Because then it's also how you present yourself. Like since I'm already in that mindset, I can't talk to a girl confidently without me being in the position that I want to be in, right? In order for me to give that girl whatever it is that, you know,
Just facts.
you know what I mean? So I think it's different for everybody.
You can't provide type shit.
Yeah, because let me just look. I just use people around me as an example. It's like, all right, bro, like how the fuck this dude got this chick and he don't do shit. It's just about confidence. Like you're confident. If you're somebody that doesn't do shit and you're used to that, and then you find a girl that doesn't give a fuck either.
Yeah.
But like, if you're somebody that's not really trying to go for any type of girl, and you know the type of girl you're trying to like, I can't hit this chick up because she got her own thing going. So it's like, the way I see it is, why would she? You know, every girl is different, so this isn't the mindset that every chick has. I'm just putting it in my perspective, right? Like, why would a girl? She's doing her thing, she's making her money, she's a boss. You know, why would she go with somebody that's doing less than her? Right? Like when she could provide everything that you feel like you could give to her, like she could do it for herself.
Yeah.
So I don't. That's the way I view shit now.
Okay, so this is interesting. This kind of goes back on somebody saying like, somebody was like, this is why when we had the whole like feminism movement, we have women working like the jobs men do. It kind of like threw an imbalance in the system in the sense that not that women shouldn't work, but in the ideal, like back then the lifestyle was one income household. Man was the only one that needed to work, could provide for everything in the household, didn't need two people to partner up to provide and pay the bills and all that stuff. And then women were generally just chilling at home, they would take care of the family, you know. And it created like now we have a situation where like because of inflation, because of how household income is, like having a two-partner household income makes sense, or a two-partner household makes sense, but it also impacts negatively off the strength that now you have this imbalance where these two people that have to work day to day don't have time to take care of their kids. They're letting the internet teach their kids, and now they're pretty much like it just kind of throws like I don't know, it throws a kink in the natural flow of how life should go. Like I feel like
I disagree.
Because
think about it. No, because think about it. truthfully speaking, think about it. Like, as a kid, right? Let's not talk about an infant, right? Because an infant's different, right? Like when if you're a mom, you have paternal leave. Number
Yeah, yeah.
one, right? That's number one. So let's talk about when a kid is already going into school, right? Like technically speaking, your kid from kindergarten to first grade is pretty much a part-time student. As a
Yeah.
mom, you could go get a part-time job and you could help around the house. And the time that your kid is in school is the same time that you'll be working a part-time job. So it's like I see where you're going with it, but I disagree because there's so much you could do now in this day and age that allows for anybody to work, no matter the situation, right? Again, especially just bringing in school as a thing, because now we're talking about them just being, from the age of when do you start pre-K? Fucking 5.
Mm.
From the age of
Yeah,
5 to 9, your kid is in school for again pretty much part time
yeah, yeah.
until they start middle school, and then middle school they're pretty much full time from 8
Mm.
to from 8 to 3.
Yeah,
You could, as a mom, you could go get a job from 8 to 2.
yeah.
You have your kid
Now you
taking the bus
can,
if they need to. You have,
and
there
ain't
there's
nothing wrong with
always
that part.
there's always
But
steps.
I feel like the other thing too is like, okay, it kind of branches off what you explained earlier. It's like the woman has something going for herself. She starts to fall in the mindset of like, why do I need a man? And then why do I need to have kids? Like that becomes a more common trait of thinking now when it's like, well, like if we're looking at baseline, work out the way, like life just being life. Everyone generally like if there was no purpose besides like work, a job, and goal and being successful in a system that was like man-made, generally it would just be nature. In nature, if you watch animals exist, all they're doing is reproducing and taking care of family. Like that's just baseline, right? So if it comes to a point where you have like the people we reproduce with start thinking that why would I need to reproduce or why would I even need to have a man in my life? I'm not saying it's a bad thing. That's cool. Like I don't feel like every woman needs to reproduce. That's not what I'm getting at here. But it's a very interesting thing of like it does throw a weird like dynamic in the dating scene because of that. Um, and that's where you find like a lot of men online. They're simping and shit because most women ain't finna fuck with them. They don't really have a purpose to serve besides just being there and being another like being the person that feeds the attention that women generally look for. And then not only that, it just makes men look bad in general because it's like, why are you simping over some girl that you're literally virtually seeing? You can't even like physically touch. You're not actually interacting with this person. They just give you the sense that you are. And then you got them probably just they lose a sense of purpose. They're not going to work. They're not doing the shit they need to be doing to be, actually in a position to provide for a family when that time comes. So it's just a very interesting. I think it's just an interesting transition now, and I don't feel like it's the dating scene is completely screwed because there are definitely still women out there that like think in the sense of like yeah like I don't need the top 1% male to be good in life and have a family and things like that. But I feel like now with the system we have, it's created this conditioning where like a lot of women fall into that mindset. A lot of men fall into the mindset like I need to be the top 1%. I need to grind and get to this point in order to have the most successful family and be able to provide for my future generations. So it's just a weird like yeah, it's a weird balance you got to find now.
No way,
I,
I fucking missed the entry on Euro USD because it fucking moved like a rocket.
word? Let me see.
Fuck, dude, fuck.
Yeah, we got.
It would do me dirty like that. And I was saying it too, bro. This is a trade I want to fucking catch. I should have put an alert. I mean, I wouldn't have caught it with the alert anyway. It moved way too fast.
I took ENZD from the top of this week and this shit.
Fuck,
All
man.
that.
Fuck.
It's finesse. It's all good shit. There's always another trade. Always another trade. God. Yeah, bro. These.
Now my chair is sinking, man. Now I'm losing composure. Now I'm losing full fucking composure. Hold on, bro.
So, bro, you don't see this AU buy setup?
Hold on. Let me lock in Euro USD real quick. Damn, bro, I fucking missed this entry. I can't fucking believe it, man. I can't fucking believe it.
I ain't gonna lie. Shut up, bro. This AU setup looks decent. I'm finna fuck with this.
Damn, bro, they really did me fucking dirty.
The news ain't
Which one were you
that
saying?
much.
AU?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not fucking with AU till we break out of the zone. Overall, I see buys, but right now we're still stuck in the zone. I'm not fucking with it till we break out of it. Alright, Yo-Yo's went right back down. Alright, let's see if it fucking wants to respect. Holy
if I'm
shit.
reading this and my EMA's right, this is a buy setup. You got the high low right here. Price broke out this previous low. Came and tested. Now we got price rising back up. On the 4 hour, it didn't break out this high just yet, but you did break out this previous high. You got the retest. This would be a safe low to see if it was going to push up higher. And then if I'm looking at the daily, just looking at where my 200 is at, this is due for a pullback. Let me see. The monthly is interesting. I don't see the monthly just being like, let me go all the way back up here, but I don't know.
Technology.
Alright, let me go ahead and grab a snack or something before I gotta go. Bullshit.
You can still hear me or not?
Yeah. I gotta switch to Discord on my phone and now.
Oh, okay. Alright, bro.
Wait a second. Drop this real quick. That's like mine. Oh, here they go. I'm joining. He's kind of playing out now.
But to go to the topic, what you were saying, right? Like, I think it all comes down to the personality, right? Because again, every guy's different, right? Because realistically speaking, not every guy has the same mindset that I have, right? Which is the one that I said about, oh, I need to be like whatever my definition of successful is, right? Because I think ultimately too. Oh, I don't know if you can still hear me. Can you hear me or not?
Yep. Yeah, I can hear you.
Because I think ultimately too, that's another thing. Like, what is your definition of success? Like, some people think success is just living a stable life. Like, whatever stable means to them, whether that's working just a regular job or, something out of the ordinary, like what we're trying to do.
Right.
So everybody's different. So I don't know. Like, again, it sucks for people in our position, and I say our just saying in a sense that maybe you think this the same way I think.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. Like, we know better than to be trying to fucking date and set. Like, I was at that point with my ex, like, where, like, yeah, we had a 3-year relationship. I moved in with her. I still was doing trading and everything, but like, I just wasn't at that point in life where she wanted to go out all the time on weekends. I just didn't have things established. Like, quite frankly, I didn't even have credit. Like, I wasn't even using credit like how I was using it now and like using it to support a lifestyle. It wasn't until I was on my own that I realized, like, damn, I could have just been spotting everything on credit and paying it back because I knew I was making it. The only reason why I was holding out on doing certain shit was because I just didn't have the money up front that I was waiting on. Versus if I had the credit, I could have been using it. Mind you, she had credit at the time, but like I didn't understand those concepts. And like now I'm in a situation where I feel like, yeah, I can support a relationship off the strength of I know I'm a hardworking person. I know I always am on top of my shit. Like, bro, when I started my credit, my shit was at like 650, 670 or something. And this shit's at like 750 something now. You know what I mean? So it's like to see like I've always been disciplined, but it's like, damn, when you're in those relationships and you're just not ready for them, bro, it's not good. It's not healthy. And then when you don't work through your own traumas and shit, like a lot of men, I feel like have really bad issues with when it comes to attachment. Like they feel they become possessive when it comes to like the person they're with, especially when they're not in a good position in their own life. So it is an interesting like dynamic of a time and a place, but then it also really falls back on, is there a time and a place, right? Like, I mean, I guess I always told my brother this. I was like, yeah, like if you're patient, there's always a right time to do something. But some people just believe that, nah, like you can make it work, and they'll try to force it. So, like you said, it really comes down to how that person thinks.
It's just personality.
Um,
There's people who could work through shit like that. There are, right? We
yeah,
can't sit here and say no, because there's a lot of people and a lot of stories of people who have worked through shit that,
mm,
we only say, oh, only you're able to do that shit. Like, but
right.
again, realistically speaking, there's a handful of people who could do certain things, and there's a handful of people who can't do that, and vice versa. So
Mm,
it's like, that's why I don't feel like there's ever a one way step. I feel like there's always gonna have a mixture of both. There's people who could do stuff,
mm,
like, to give you like a small example, like there's people who could stay in a relationship after knowing that their partner cheated on them, right?
yeah,
There's people who could
which is
work through
wild.
that. Like, to me,
But
that
yeah,
shit's
you
crazy.
know,
To me, that shit doesn't make sense.
yeah,
But
yeah, no,
again, for some people,
that
they
shit.
could work through that and get married after that, or even if they're married during that, they could stay married. Like, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah. Do you feel like a scenario like that brings people closer,
hell
or
no.
like hell no?
Hell nah. But again, that's me personally, right? That's just my that's
Yeah,
my
yeah.
that's my
Because
spirit.
for me, that's just gonna be the back. Like I even told my ex, I was like, shit, like if you cheat on me, just know this shit is cooked. Like I'm cool on
Yeah,
everything. Like
yeah.
I'm not going. And I think a part of what well really, I don't even think I ever explained why our situation fell out to you, but like bro, it was like the third year of our relationship. We were we were going into like, well, she was pretty much wanting to take a break, and I didn't know what she meant by a break, right? But then she kind of went in and explained in detail, like she's been feeling off, having anxiety, and just felt like she needed to like see a therapist, figure out what was going on. I was like, yeah, like definitely, like I'm not gonna force you to stay in no relationship. You know what I mean? Like if you feel like you need to take a break, do that. But during this break, bro, she goes and hits up her ex, and that's where for me, I was like thrown off because I'm like, what? If you're on a break, you want to work on things. Like, why are you reaching out to the person that you were in a past 3 year relationship with? You know what I mean? Mind you, I think this is like our second year, kind of coming into our third year. Um, but yeah, it was going into our third year. So this was like probably summer, July, August, early September. So yeah, around then. And she goes to a therapist, and they discuss that like maybe taking a break is a good idea from a relationship, which again I wasn't against. But when she came back around me and I seen her ex name pop up on her phone, mind you, her ex has like the same name as my best friend.
Mhm.
So one night she came over like late night, and I seen like I didn't even intentionally look in because I don't look in women's phone. Like I'm not that nosy. I don't really care. Like I trust my partner if I'm in the relationship with them, and I feel like you should. You know what I mean? So I go and I plug her phone in just to be nice because she fell asleep and shit when she came over. Then as soon as her like the iPhones the front facing thing flashes, so I see the name Darius there. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, hold on. I'm like, I know it's not my friend. So now I'm already just thrown off. I'm like, okay, so she took a break from our relationship and now she's back talking to her ex. So what does that really mean? The next morning I was just not in the right emotional state. I'm just still trying to process like what's actually going on. And then she's like, she kind of could tell the next morning and then asked me like if something was up. I was like, she kind of figured out because she saw her phone on the charger. She figured out that I had seen it and everything. And I was just like, I'm just thrown off because you told me you weren't talking to him, and now you're back talking to him after you're taking this break to work on yourself, quote unquote. So the whole time, she didn't realize how that was gonna impact me. So she was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna like cut communication. I'm not gonna talk with him, whatever. Um,
It's
mind
crazy
you,
though.
fast forward. No, right?
Bitches
Fast
got the
forward though.
audacity though.
Yeah, to have the audacity is what blew me because it's like to have consideration for your partner, you're not gonna go and reopen closed doors, right? Like, but apparently she was saying like he was just they were just trying to catch up and
Yeah,
discuss like
but your
what it
cat
was their
is
previous
wild.
relationship was, bro, right? So at this point, um, it we eventually like I think like about a couple of weeks or two later, she starts feeling okay. She's like, yeah, I'm good to get back in a relationship, whatever. Um, And then she starts having weird anxiety again. So so it's back off again. She's on a break. I'm like, okay, do your thing. Like, but this time, like, don't like bluff as if you're trying to get back in a relationship. Like, just do your thing. Like, when you feel ready, then actually we can commit to this. But I like me emotionally, like when I'm invested in someone, I'm invested. I'm not trying to like sit here and talk with other people. Like, I'm just focused on our like career goals, path, where we're trying to end up, and it's me and you. Like, we're on the journey, right? So the whole time she does it again, we go on and off, and then she's working, doing a whole bunch of like double shifts and whatnot. And then come early like September, my cousin was getting married, and around this time was when she was like, I was like, are you gonna come to the wedding with me, or did you want to like not go? Because we weren't telling nobody about us being off the relationship. We were just keeping it between us. You know what I mean? So when our family, she knew I knew her family, she knew my family. So I was like, if you're not around, it's gonna seem kind of weird. So I was like, do you want to come through still or not? And I gave her the open decision. She's like, yeah, I'll come through. So she comes and we have a good time at the wedding. And then around that time, we like kind of talk over the situation. And she's like, yeah, I'm planning on actually like getting an apartment. And I was wondering if you want to move in with me, right? Mind you, she pitched the idea. Bro, I was comfy as shit. I was day trading. I'm living at my cousin's. The PC I have now, I had then. And like I was paying $300 a month for rent. So that whole year, I could have been 15 minutes from my job, paying rent at $300 a month, making $800 a week, and been 15 minutes from my job. So I decided to go move in with her because I'm like, okay. I was like, if you want to do that, like I'm cool with it. I just gotta know that you're not talking with your ex for one, and two, like you're okay with me actually moving in because I want you to still enjoy your first place if that's what you want to do. I don't want to butt in and have to be there. Like I already have this space. You see how I'm living. I'm cool. You know what I mean? But then I started thinking back in my mind, like, yeah, our schedules are already pretty ass, and we'll barely be seeing each other. So it would make sense that we live together, we work, and then we're just coming back home to each other. Then we don't have to like make plans outside of not seeing each other all the time. So cool, we move in or whatever, do the whole shebang. And as I'm living with her, like right before I moved in with her, my dad was already suffering from like health complications with having a stroke and everything. Um, and I made a plan to go see him like before he was supposed to go back to my home country, a little after his birthday on New Year's. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to come in New Year's, and I'm also trying to go see my brother and sister around New Year's to check in on them because they came over for the wedding during that September, and I told them I wanted to go see them during that year, like during school, to check in on them and everything. Bruh, go into that year, bills are busting my ass. I'm paying like $450 or so a month, and then still had to pay insurance. Not only that, on top of everything, her side of her family, they celebrate all like events and holidays. That's just like normal cultural thing for her. And mind you, all her family is here in St. Paul. Like I have like a good, like I can count on two hands how much family members I have in the city. Whereas for her, she has probably 10 to 20. You feel me? So they celebrate everything: Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving, like dude, everything, including everyone's birthdays, even her friends' birthdays. She made it a thing to like get involved with, and then also on Christmas, she made it a thing to buy her friends gifts, her family members gifts, and then like even me a gift. And I was like, you don't have to give me a gift because I'm already Muslim, so we already don't really celebrate Christmas. And I was like, I don't mind. Like, I don't want you to put money and like work overtime to have to like dish out these things. Mind you, it shows the type of person she is. She does care for others. She's really nurturing. Like that's her energy, right? So I respect that. I didn't want to stop her from doing it, and she's like, you're not gonna really stop me from doing it because I really want to get these people gifts. I'm like, okay, cool. Like do your thing. So that time rolls around, bro, and I'm ass out of money at this point. I can't go to see my dad in January for his birthday. I can't even get the ticket because I'm stuck having to like pay, the bills, keep up with my gas payments because I was doing a delivery job at the time. All that shit, right? Bro, maybe like around Easter time. I'm already at this point. I'm accustomed to how she lives her life, to where it's like she even wanted me to get involved with like things such as like if she wants to go out on a weekend with her friends to a club, she wanted me to come with. And I'm like, I don't like. I'm just trying to chill. Like I'm driving 10 hours a day, 5 days a week. Like I really just want to come home on a weekend, trade.
like playing my charts, play the game, play cards, and kick it a little bit. Even one of her friends, like boyfriends, was understanding of that at the time. But the way they get down, they like to party, like to have fun, stuff like that. So this is where I say, like, if I had known about credit at that time, things would have panned out a lot differently because I would have been able to just write it all on credit and then pay it all back because I knew I was working to get it back regardless. So now Easter comes around and I'm planning in my head, mentally prepared already that like we're gonna go with her family. We know we're gonna go see the kids, all that stuff. I'm already mentally prepared to start like planning for Easter. And we were supposed to plan a trip for 420 to go to Colorado, right? So this is like one of the first trips we're gonna plan ever since we moved in together. Now, out of the blue, bro, I'm on my way to work. Mind you, that morning I woke up, it seemed like everything was cool. Gave her a kiss goodbye and everything in the morning. I'm driving to work, and out of nowhere, she's like, "Yeah, like I've been having something on my mind. I want to talk when we get like a little bit later." When she said that, I already knew where this is going. I was like, "Okay, you want to talk like what's going on? Like is something wrong?" She's like, "Yeah, I haven't been feeling like myself, and like I've been wanting to take a break again, bro." That shit was like a shot in the foot, bro. Because not only was that happening at around the very same time that was happening, my mom was telling me like my dad's getting ready to fly back to my home country. So at this point, I know like I missed the last opportunity to see my dad after that shit happened, the stroke happened. And then on top of that, like I'm just about to lose one of the people that I love in my life that I actually felt like I committed a lot of time and energy into that like almost felt like I didn't need to be doing all that, right? So I asked her like, what's going on? Like, why is this coming up? And if you want to break, like, are you saying a break isn't like officially breaking up, or you just want to break as time to just work on yourself? At first, it was like a break, but then she was like, nah, like an actual break up. So now I was really confused. I'm like, okay, so like, what's the reason? Like, did I do something? Is something wrong? She's like, nah, like I've been having feelings for my ex, bro. Luke, after
Mhm.
7 months, she's gonna hit me with I've been having feelings for my ex, bro. And in my mind, throughout this whole 7 months, I'm thinking like she wasn't talking with this person. So I was just hella thrown for a loop because I'm like, if you have feelings for this person, you weren't talking with them. I'm like, you must have had to have been talking to them or had came in contact or something was going on. But I wasn't thinking that deep into it. I was just like, all right, at this point, I was just really pissed off that I put in that much time and energy. And that's just like how things kind of came back around to work for me. Mind you, right around this time, I was getting promoted at my job to start being able to like actually have an open schedule and be able to work from home and like just go in and train and manage instead of drive 5, 10 hours a day. So really things were looking up in the sense of like a career path, but it was looking down in the sense of like the relationship side of things. Cause I'm like, wow, like just when things were about to look up, things are just shifting in a way where it's like, damn, like you can't really reap the benefits together. You know what I mean? So the whole time, my cousin came back in town and something similar was going on in my cousin's relationship across town. Like it was damn near identical to my situation, but a little bit different variations. So he tells me, he's like, bro, he's like, the reason why we even let you move in with her is because your cousin lives in town. Like, if anything happens, you can just go back to his place. You know what I mean? So if I'm you, I'm not gonna sit here. He told me like I wouldn't just sit here in the apartment with your mental fucked up and trying to work while you're separated from this person and keep paying bills. It doesn't make sense. You could be saving money and then work your way up to getting whatever else next. Especially since I want to do Airbnb. So he suggested I just move out, bro. And he even helped me move out. So literally, like I told her, I was like, yeah, I'm good on everything. You know what I mean? Like you got it. And mind you, when she said she had feelings for ex, the only thing I said after that, bro, was like, what was it? I just said like one line, like just like a one line text. Um, but it was just like a really short text. I didn't really say much else after that because it was just like a big jaw dropper. I was just confused. So then I just moved out, bro. Moved back in with my cousin. And then shortly after I moved back in with my cousin, bro, within 3 months, bro, I gained 30 pounds. I had the most money I had ever saved up, like 5 grand within like the first 2 months of that summer. Bro, I had passed my trading test. So like it was just to see that the amount of energy I had invested in that situation was taking away from me, but that person could acknowledge. That's what hurt me the most, if that makes sense. So for me, that was almost a trauma that like pushed me in a way where I was like, damn, like I gotta just move in a way where I don't allow a situation like that to set me back anymore and put myself in a situation where I could take care of myself before I invite anybody into my space, if that makes sense. Which is why you see the apartment I have now and all that shit. So it's really like life happens, but bro, yeah, that shit definitely fucked me up. And it still kind of bothers me now, but like I moved past it in a way where it's like, I'm not holding no grudge. I understand people are people, but it's just a way like now I think like I just think about making sure I'm good first before I put other people before me. Because it's very important, like you just never know how people will shift, or you can put a lot of trust into something or someone and it may not work out. And it's just that's life. It sucks, but it's weird.
Facts though. Crazy. All women are the same though. I always say that shit.
Yeah. Juice WRLD wasn't lying.
Facts. It really wasn't.
Right,
Shout
unfortunately.
out Juice.
But yeah, bro.
Yo, a lot of these pairs. What pairs were you in?
GNZD and GJ.
GJ, you were in
GJ
shorts.
looked like it was bouncing.
You
Yeah,
were
I
in
was in
shorts on
shorts and
GJ. All right, that shit. Yeah, that shit plummeted down. Wick to the bottom.
Oh, word?
Yeah. It hasn't reached like the
Okay.
30-minute zone all the way to the bottom, but it reached 183, 141. I don't know where you had your TP at, but it's
I'm
bouncing
at
here
the
at the bottom. And then I can't even see GNZD because I don't have space.
Damn. You can't put it on MT4?
I don't have MT4 open. Let me
Oh, word.
let me just
Here, I
see
can
it.
pull it up. Oh, I'm about to get in the car right now. But yeah, bro, that was what happened. And mind you, that's after like 3 years of like a healthy relationship. Like that wasn't even like wasn't no arguing. It wasn't really a lot of like fighting or nothing. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe we weren't arguing enough.
GBPNCD, it pushed down, but it created a green candle to the top side, so it's right back to where it was at earlier. It's
Oh,
right
so it
back
did
to
the
where it was at
opposite.
8 in the morning.
Yeah. So it hit the flipperoo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I see DJ now. Trying to make that push down. Damn.
But a lot of these pairs kind of went fucking to shit though.
Yeah, I see that spike. Yeah, we'll see how it hits or go like place
Tonight's
around
gonna
the
be
low.
fun. I might
That's a good sign.
pull an all-nighter today. Might have
But
to.
that's what I'm saying. I might just call up work tomorrow, bro. Call it a day.
I'm
For
gonna
real.
be honest with you, like we might have
Treat
to.
myself.
Like tomorrow, the thing is
For real,
tomorrow's
for
gonna
real.
be a slow day because it's a Friday, right? There is news at
Mhm.
8:30 and 10, but it's one folder. Um, but just because of how these pairs are moving right now, I'm assuming that like
Hmm.
tonight, like 10 p.m., 9, 10, 11 p.m. is gonna move crazy. Cause Euro USD just created
And it,
88 pip, one red candle, 88 pips. So we already know that shit's gonna have a huge ass reversal. I can't hear you now.
okay, wait. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
All right. You should be able to.
You're just lagging now.
Waiting to pair. Damn. Hey, give me one sec. I got you on speaker. My Bluetooth connected to my car.
You're good.
Sorry. Oh, bro, I didn't even bring this up either. Hold on. Let me
There's
see.
more?
If, this
Jesus.
trips.
Bitches,
Bro, the part that was more was kind of like a little bit. It definitely made me like hold on. It gave me a little bit of trust issues. I ain't gonna lie, but I found out like after the whole circumstance, bro. Like around the month that I started kind of just getting back healthy and shit like that. I'm in the gym regularly. Hold on. Why the fuck is my phone tripping, bro? Bro, I ain't connected to my car now. You good, you good, you good, you good. All right. So let me. This shit is playing me. All right. Well, fuck it. I guess I'll just have to go with speaker because it's just being weird. But yeah. So one of her friends, who was dating like another dude. We and him were cool as hell. Um, and then he kind of came over to check up on me afterwards. Like, yeah, bro, you good? Like, is it cool if I slide, pull up, we can smoke or whatever? I'm like, yeah, for sure. Then he was chopping it up with me. He was like, yeah, bro, it's kind of weird because there was one day he had picked up my ex from like a club, like when they were out one time. It was him, his girlfriend, and the passenger, and then like my ex and another one of my ex's friends, pretty much all their friends at the time, in the backseat. And she had came in and she had said some shit like Darius kissed me. And in his head, while he was driving, he was confused because he was like, he knew my friend Darius, but he was confused because like, why would Booba's friend do some shit like that? But then he was confused that there was like her ex's name was that too. So he didn't know about it in that moment. But when him and his girlfriend like heard that shit, they were like confused and they were like, that's kind of fucked up because this person literally moved out to like help support you. Like, you know what I mean? Like went out of his way to help that person out. Or like I went out of my way to help my ex out. So I didn't know about none of that shit, bro, till like way after the relationship, like, which is kind of fucked up because
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
crazy.
keep that under wraps, bro. And apparently she was like a little bit drunk or whatever. But my homie was like, yeah, either way, the fact that she said he kissed her is like, if you're in a relationship and a dude tries to like move in and kiss you, you wouldn't move your head out the way. You know what I mean? So it's like to some degree, he was like, to some degree, it just didn't make sense when she said that because he was like, if it's me, like I'm moving, I'm backing up. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't make any sense. A person trying to kiss you, a person can try to kiss you, but you can seriously tell them to back up or whatever the case. So to find that shit out after was like the icing on the cake, and damn near put like it just like, yeah, that shit had threw me for the loop. I was like, bro, okay. I was like, now that you told me that shit kind of makes me look at this person really different. But then not only that, it seems like that person's girlfriend isn't. I don't know if that's because of how our situation went down. She probably just started to really see a different side that she didn't expect to see or what. But I said, hey, as life goes on, right?
Facts though. Can't really do anything about it. You know what I mean?
No, facts. And I'm not gonna be upset at old dude because it's like, as a person trying to move on to a new relationship, it's really like you're the person that has all the power in what you're allowing to come in between your relationship. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So that shit had threw me for the. I said, "Oh, word, okay." I said, "I appreciate you letting me know that." You know what I mean? Like they could have just kept it under wraps and shit, but hold on, let me do to his life, huh? But yeah, dude, I don't know. I'm about to get back into like swing mode and just take my time. There was a like when I took the trades that I did during that summer, I wanted to show you like how I was managing my positions when I was swinging, bro. I think I had like 10 pairs open, but like eight were in profit, and like I'm talking about like 2.5% profit type shit. Like, bro, the way I was swing trading then, and like I had a trade strategy called Mirage trading, where it's like I already know where the charts are supposed to head, so I would just take the position, size them up 3 to 1, and then just
like pretty much just see how they play out, and then the ones that run, I'll let them run. The ones that didn't, I'll just close them out, and then let the equity build up. Once the equity was high enough to pass the challenges, I would just close all the trades. So that was like, I was like, bro, I got to get back into that style because like you can't miss a trade at that point. The trades are gonna do what they're gonna do on the smaller frames and on the day to day and intraday, but at the end of the day, they're gonna ultimately follow the high time frame. So I was like, fuck it, let's just lock in, be patient, go to work because work takes up a whole day. Fucking rotate the whole chart. By the time you get off work, you'll see a whole lot of movement has got done happening, and then you just make your decision from there. Wait for the breaks of the highs or the lows, and then you inch up your stop loss. So I look at it like kind of like milking the chart, but